Joe Rogan may seem smart, but even he sometimes needs fact-checking, whether from his guests, his producer Jamie, or both. Take the infamous incident when Josh Zepps confronted him. By early 2022, many people were pushing unproven claims related to the COVID vaccine. One of them was Joe Rogan, who claimed something very serious about vaccine risks in young people.
For young boys in particular, there's an adverse risk associated with the vaccine. It's like a 2 to 4-fold increase in the instances of myocarditis.
Yes.
What Rogan didn't know, however, was that his guest at the time, Australian comedian Josh Zepps, seemingly had a lot more knowledge of this than him.
There's an increased risk of myocarditis among that age cohort from getting COVID as well, which exceeds the risk of myocarditis from the vaccine.
Rogan immediately rejected the correction, insisting Zepps was wrong about the comparative risks.
No. I don't think it's true that there's an increased risk of myocarditis from people catching COVID that are young versus increased risk of myocarditis from the vaccine.
But then Jamie pulled up actual data and studies.
Well, let's look that up, because I don't think that's true. Myocarditis is more common after COVID-19 infection than vaccination. But is this with children?
Which was questioned again by Joe as he brought up different variables.
Yeah, we're talking about young people.
Men and boys aged under 30 after this is what it says here.
With children is the issue.
Well, no, we were talking about 15-year-olds.
Well, we're talking about young children.
Male
child.
12 to 17.
But the moment of truth came when they actually looked up the numbers that put all the arguments to rest.
12 to 17 more likely to develop myocarditis within 3 months of catching COVID at a rate of 450 cases per million infection. This compares to 67 cases of myocarditis per million at the same time following their second dose of Pfizer.
Yeah, so you're about 8 times likelier to get myocarditis from getting COVID than from getting the vaccine.
And even though the data was undeniable, it felt like it was too hard for Joe to digest.
But also, it's like, even when we're reading these things, it's like, what are we getting this from? Was this from the VAERS report? But even from the VAERS reports, when they report this stuff, it's like the amount of people that report, it's the underreporting.
Joe's all-knowing attitude was already cringeworthy enough, but his most embarrassing moment came when it misattributed a quote to Joe Biden. During a JRE episode released on December 21st, 2023, with UFC fighter Bo Nickel, Rogan was mocking what he thought to be a Biden gaffe.
I don't know how you
Did you hear what he said like yesterday or a couple days ago? He was talking about the Revolutionary War. He's like, one of the reasons why we lost the Revolutionary War, one of the problems with the Revolutionary War was they didn't have enough airports.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I saw that. Like, what the
Like, pull him.
Rogan and Bo Nickel were so confident in their criticism, even suggesting Biden's comments were so nonsensical, he'd be fired from any other job.
If you had any other job and you were talking like that, they would go, hey, you're done.
If you talk like that to a doctor at your medical exam to fight, they'd be like, okay, like obviously you're not fighting. You would also, here's 8 weeks of being helped out by a professional. Like,
right. You might not ever do anything again.
No.
But then they played the video to double down on it and have a laugh while they were at it.
By the way, the same stable genius that said the biggest problem we had in the Revolutionary War is we didn't have enough airports. Whoa.
Yeah, that's it.
Whoa.
Right. Rogan's own producer, Jamie, quietly corrected him before he could stray farther from the truth.
For the record.
Is that fake?
It's not fake, but he was referencing Trump saying that. Here's what Trump's saying in 2019. Donald Trump said something about that. He didn't say Jesus. He said a stable genius.
And then Jamie played the actual clip, revealing Rogan had completely misattributed the bizarre airport comment.
The Continental Army suffered a bitter winter of Valley Forge, found glory across the waters of the Delaware, and seized victory from Cornwallis of Yorktown. Our army manned the airport. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do.
Oh, okay.
The video proved that this quote was unmistakably Trump's from a 2019 speech, which forced Rogan to apologize. But even then, they tried to downplay it.
So he f***ed up.
Yeah, he did. But I feel like
Took over the airport.
You can tell too. It sounds like a little different. He's like, you can tell he like messed up his words, but yeah, he was just, I don't know.
Took over the airports.
Well, that's the thing
funny.
about media these days. It's like,
right.
You gotta look into it.
Jamie corrected him on air this time, but Rogan kept spreading even more dangerous misinformation when talking about CO2 emissions. In an episode released on July 2nd, 2022, with comedians Shane Gillis and Matt McCusker, Rogan shared an interesting climate claim about the volcanic eruption that had happened in Iceland.
Some guy put this, I would like to find out if this is true. Some guy put this on Twitter, that there was more CO2 released from that one volcano erupting than everything human beings have ever done.
And even though Rogan admitted he didn't know if it was true, he and both his comedian friends loved this fun fact.
I don't know if it's true. Sounds amazing, though.
I like it.
I've heard math in the parts per million.
Shut down some cucks with that kind of talk.
I like it. I'll be at the cellar trying to dish that out. They'll be like, where did you find that? I'll be like, don't worry about it.
But before Rogan could continue spreading the misinformation, Jamie stepped in with an immediate fact check.
Fact-checked, volcanoes do not produce more CO2 emissions than human activity.
Reuters is on your...
Yeah.
They probably typed that up in real time.
So this was June 8th of 2022. So this was one they were talking, God, I wish I saved it. It was one of those things I was looking on Twitter. I'm like, wow, better Google that later.
After a bit of digging, it became even more clear why social media facts should never be trusted.
Oh, this is a meme that someone put out? Yeah. I didn't see a meme. I saw someone's tweet. They might have stole the meme and tried to be clever. Or the meme might have come from this guy's tweet as well. Same allegation has been shared here in 2016. An iteration posted on Twitter June 2nd is retweeted nearly 9,000 times. Yeah, it might all be horseshit.
And even though this silly fact got proven wrong, it didn't stop the group from joking about the volcanic cloud's composition.
But my
That's
thing
a
is,
lot, though.
That looks like a lot of stuff.
it's a big cloud. I'd say that's 40% CO2 if I had to put my eye on
if I
that.
had to just one glance at it.
And while this time Jamie did his best to stop the misinformation, Joe took things a step further with his conspiracy theories later. During episode 2271 with John Reeves, Rogan made a bold claim about U.S. foreign aid funding.
We're spending money to, like, $27 million went to the George Soros DA fund. That's so crazy. That's more than he puts in. we were paying to get DAs elected. It's nuts.
And even insisted taxpayer money was directly funding Soros-backed district attorneys across America.
Listen, you're not paying attention. You're captured. You must be captured by and this is not saying that USA doesn't do good things. I'm sure they do. But the amount of things that they do that are ridiculous this should concern you. And if it doesn't concern you, we're talking nonsense. We're not having a real conversation.
But as usual, Jamie was ready with a real-time fact check that completely dismantled Rogan's conspiracy theory.
Okay, the claim that Mike Benz establishes in his research is that USAID paid out $27 million in grants to the Tide Foundation. The Tides Foundation is a major funder of the Soros-backed group. Fair and just prosecution.
The explanation was given in detail, which debunked all of Joe's conspiracy theories surrounding the USAID funding.
Tides is an intermediary funder, meaning that it facilitates grants from originating grantors, the money people, to receive grantees, the people getting the money. If you're a big organization like USAID, you don't give money to Tides to do with it what they will. You forward money through Tides to a specific recipient of your choosing.
And even explained how anyone can track the details about the funding and verify everything themselves.
Go to usaspending.gov, set keyword Tides, and awarding agency to USAID. Click Submit. Go to tab Grants tab. You will see 4 grants. Open each one. The lion's share of USAID's money came to a single grant of $24.6 million. If you click through, you see it is described as a Civil Society Innovation Initiative fiscal agent.
It became clear that the money went through Tides Foundation as an intermediary for Civil Society Innovation Initiative.
Civil Society Innovation Initiative fiscal agent. The fiscal agent description means that the Tide Center acted as a middleman for the government's money. The Civil Society Innovation Initiative was the end recipient. Already, the FJP USAID link has been broken.
But the most damning evidence against the conspiracy was the foundation year of the Soros-backed group.
First off, CS2 was awarded the grant in 2016, FJP. The Soros org was founded a year later in 2017.
But instead of acknowledging he was wrong, Rogan dismissed the evidence and started mocking the person who gave all the evidence against his claims.
As far as I can tell by Googling, there has never been any organizational affiliation between the two organizations. Okay, by Googling? That's it. You just Googled. I want you to Google vaccine injuries and tell me if there's any. Good luck. Good luck. COVID-19 vaccine injuries. Tell me you can decide everything that you need to know about COVID-19 vaccine injuries by a Google search.
And although this time Rogan rejected facts that contradict his preferred narrative, the next correction was so obvious that even he couldn't reject it. In episode 2367 with comedians Mark Normand, Shane Gillis, and Arish Shafir, Rogan made a claim about Target's clothing line.
Well, Target started selling a lot of like weird stuff like tucks, like where you could tuck your penis for really young boys.
Tucker Carlson. Dave Smith
and so people started boycotting Target now.
Is that why Tucker got fired from Fox?
He's tucking.
That's why.
Tucky.
Now we've closed the circle.
Wait, Target's selling for kids to tuck their...
Yes.
But just as usual, Jamie quickly stepped in with a correction that left Rogan no room for debate.
Is that fake?
Not fake, but it's for adults. I don't think it was supposed to be for kids.
You got to hold them.
Yeah,
you
but they have it in
your
a kids section with kids stuff.
Here's where I saw it from Dave Smith.
Tickets at
CommonDaveSmith.com. I was wrong on this one.
Okay, it looks like I was wrong on this one. The tuck-friendly was for adults. I read it somewhere. You can never... Okay, so it's not for kids.
Before Joe could follow up with any questions, Jamie was already prepared to lay out facts for him.
But it's all together with like Pride kids stuff. They have a Pride section is where I think the question is.
They're stopping selling some stuff because some employees were getting harassed.
And just when it felt like Rogan had admitted the mistake without any deflection, he followed up with this response.
Gross.
No offense with no idea.
That's a weird one because Target only did that because they thought it was going to make them more money. Everything, they're a giant corporation. If they do something like that, it's because they want to make more money.
Yeah.
So it's like that's how these marketing people that you were talking about, that's how they think about things. They look at it through the eyes and also the eyes of the university because they just got out of the system that indoctrinates you.
And as if deflection was not good enough, Rogan tried to discredit even the Texas Health Department when it didn't suit his narrative. During episode 1749 with surfer Shane Dorian, Rogan shared a story about racial discrimination, which denied antibodies.
You know what they done in Texas? You know what's crazy? A friend of mine went, and he's a white guy, and he went and they told him that they couldn't give it to him because of his age and his body mass, because he's white, but if he was Hispanic or black, they would be able to give it to him.
Rogan presented this as evidence of a messed up new world where race determined medical eligibility.
That's crazy.
You'd be able to, she goes,
because of your skin tone.
Because you'd be in an at-risk group. You're not in an at-risk group. So, because you're a white guy. And she goes, I'm so sorry. I have no say in this.
That's seriously messed up.
And he was laughing. He's like, wow, this is crazy.
That makes zero sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
That's when Jamie quickly interrupted with an official fact check, directly contradicting Rogan's anecdote.
Fact check. No policy denies white people antibody treatment, Texas Health Department says.
But Rogan still had some questions against the clear fact check.
Well, I know. So they talk about the video in this, and then they reached out to the Texas Health Services.
Yeah, but they absolutely did to this guy, no. Like, people are definitely doing that.
Did.
Maybe they're...
That doesn't mean it's a policy. It means that person is an asshole, maybe.
Instead of accepting the correction, he went a step further and dismissed the fact check as potentially covering up.
You mean the person at the clinic?
Like whoever said that they couldn't do it.
But she was saying she was sorry. That this was the way that they had to do it. Well, I don't know. I mean, this might be covering up for some horse.
Or it's not, but...
It's hard to say.
Though, it's not new for Joe to reject anything that went against his claims, as he did the same when he was presented with data on political donations. During episode 2207 with Sean Ryan, Rogan made a sweeping claim about political donations.
Well, it's also like if you look at the amount of donors that donate to the left versus donate to the right. Have you ever seen that chart?
No.
It's nuts. The left gets so many more donations than the right does. Like, it's a giant difference.
And he attributed this supposed imbalance to guilty rich people trying to appease the left.
I think a lot of rich people feel guilty, and they get into philanthropy, and it also is a good way to cover their ass and make them look like better people. And the people that really go after you, if they don't think you're a good person, are generally the left. So if you could, like, throw them a little cheddar, you're like...
I wonder.
On your side.
But Jamie immediately countered with data from OpenSecrets.org that completely contradicted Rogan's claim.
What do you got,
shows
Jamie?
the top donors to OpenSecrets.org. 6 of the top 7 are Republicans.
Oh,
individual donors.
Individual donors. What I was talking about was like they showed a chart that had like Google, Facebook, all these mega corporations that were donating.
Then Rogan quickly backtracked and said he was talking about corporate donors, which was proved wrong again by Jamie.
This is the number one. This is corporations. So they donate more than Google?
Top contributors, organizations, federal contributions.
So 82 million is the top one, and that's Empower Parents, PAC, and these are right wing. Is that why it's red?
And when Jamie pulled all the data that went completely against Rogan's claims, Rogan dismissed the source itself.
This is Open Secrets, though. Open Secrets might be like,
Well, I don't know.
That's not donate to nonprofits, though.
I just have top corporate donors is just all I typed in.
Okay. Is this corporate donors to what, though?
Finally, Jamie pulled up Google's data to end this donation topic that Rogan kept rambling about.
Yeah.
This is what it says Google or Alphabet gave on Open Secrets. It says they gave just under $10 million to contributions and then spent like 21 mil in
lobbying.
Top recipients, obviously, Kamala Harris.
Yeah, they're all, so Google's all blue.
But that's
is this who? This is who they donated to?
Yeah.
Joe is good at deflecting obvious facts that Jamie presents, but that wasn't the case when Burr got a hold of him. It was July 2020. COVID had become the hottest political flashpoint, and Joe Rogan was pushing hard against them.
The whole thing it's just fucking creepy to have guys like Mayor Garcetti be in charge of telling people whether or not they get to work.
Though Burr had a different view on the matter, as he tried to explain to Joe the complexity of regulating things.
That's not
They're
what a mayor's supposed to be.
they're trying to look out for your best interests and trying to get 400 million people to all pull in the same direction. You can't get 40 comics to pull in the same direction. So
But they did.
They have like an impossible. They did and they didn't. There was people right the whole time. There's been souls on my street walking around no masks.
And just when the topic about masks came in, Joe jumped in again to push against mask regulations.
Still going in and out of the house.
You want people to walk down the street with a mask on?
Let's not start this, Joe.
Do you, though?
Let's not start this. Okay.
Let's start it.
After which, Burr completely went off on him, as he seemed visibly fed up with people like Joe.
I'm not going to sit here with no medical degree, listening to you with no medical degree, with an American flag behind you, smoking a cigar, acting like we know what's up better than the CDC. All I do is I watch the news once every 2 weeks. I'm like, mask or no mask? Still mask? All right, mask. That's all I give a about.
Burr didn't just stop there. He went into a blistering critique of Rogan's views after Rogan referred to mask-wearing people as bitches.
I just love how wearing a mask became like this soft thing that you were doing, like being courteous. Being courteous. What is it for? That was so
You're wearing a
stupid.
mask. First of all,
Oh, God, you're so tough with your open nose and throat. Gee, Joe, and your 5 o'clock shadow. This is a man right here. A man doesn't wear a mask.
Later, Joe revealed he himself had actually been terrified early in the pandemic.
And then I was convinced that I had it. At one point in time, I was like, God, I do feel like I'm breathing heavy. I felt like my breath is coming short.
That is when Burr completely dismantled Joe, as he called out his hypocrisy.
Who's the
About it. I got over it.
Guy had a panic attack sitting on 12 elk. You had a panic attack.
In
and
the
then,
sauna.
And then you felt bad about yourself, and then you attack people with masks. That's how it works. And that's how the hatred starts. And that's right now why 7 blocks of Seattle, you can't go now and get yourself.